Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for a special, week, for whatever left from the week. We were preoccupied with the different holidays, opportunities to connect. And now we have the Shabbat. This reading is specifically activating the entire Torah, the entire Bible is being activated in this time. It's called Bereshit. In the beginning, Genesis as known. Few things that make it short, but very, very intentional of what we want to accomplish, what do we want to activating in this weekend, in this Shabbat, in this reading, in this particular opportunity. So we know, as the Kabbalists explain, and that should be one of the most important element of your study, of your connecting, is to invest in the seed level, to invest in the moment of connection, to invest in the idea level, in the consciousness level. Once you inserting in at the seed, at the beginning, at the start, at the genesis of everything, you inserting the right consciousness, all the rest will be blessed by that consciousness. If you're shortening in consciousness in the seed level, you get tired towards the end or towards the middle. If you have zero consciousness, you have zero connection. So obviously, everybody throughout life, going through life and go through the motion. This year, since we spoke about that this number of this year represent what we call the revelation of the word Elohim, which is the most strongest energy force, like the force of nature will be pronounced. The force of nature, nature is very judgmental. Nature doesn't have mercy, right? Fire doesn't spare anything in nature, right? Water, the ocean doesn't spare anybody. Or any of the nature, any of the animals, right? So we know the world of nature in this year, it's just to indicate for us the energy of Elohim that represents the world of nature will be much more engaged in an intense way to bring to this year. Those of us who know how to funnel that energy will have no harm. It's like I gave an example, right? Some people, when they are in the ocean, right, and it's very rocky and wavy and, and big and bigger a wave, really suffer the consequences, experiencing the high and the low. But for those of us who know how to channel the energy, it's as if you duck under the water. And under the water, right, when you dive in, the ocean doesn't feel as rocky. So it's important for us to know in this year, in this coming year, this is the day, this is the moment of Bereshit. I want to have the strongest consciousness to insert the seed level to the entire year. So, what is the seed level in Bereshit? My Bereshit, the Zohar writes, right? He says that the secrets of Bereshit is to know the intention of the Creator. Bereshit bara Elohim, right? In the beginning, God created heaven and earth, they call it, right? In the beginning. But he says the word Bereshit is also the word bara, which is the Creator, right? So you have to always think about what is the consciousness of the Creator. Because if somebody think anything less than absolute good and more good than what we can envision, that is the Creator, that is the seed level of the creation, that's going to be the entire year. Not just for us, for many people in the world. And we have to remember that the Creator, Bereshit, bara Elohim, the Creator created the world, created le'ativ le'nivrav, to be doing good and to bring only goodness to the creation. Again, we need to, first of all, activate that type of consciousness. And we also want to understand that the Creator will manifest for us this year. I don't want me to manifest. If I manifest, it's so small. As big as you think that you want to manifest, we spoke about it a few weeks ago. Let the Creator manifest for us this year. Bereshit bara Elokim, the Creator creates for you everything. Already created everything. You need to connect to the manifestation that comes through the hands of the Creator, not through us. We are involved. Because once you understand that the Creator wants to execute, and they want to execute for us anything that the Creator want to execute for us this year is only for the sake of taking us to a higher, more elevated, more supportive, more influence this year. Even though sometimes it's going to look not so good. Sometime in the beginning or in any building of a structure, sometimes you first of all start with the foundations. Then you have the vision, right? I want to build an 80-story building. It starts somewhere, but I have the vision. And the vision is only good and way more good than can I imagine. That is the consciousness of Bereshit. That is the consciousness for the entire year. Everything that comes, even though it doesn't yet look easy, right? I know that it comes from a good place. I know that the Creator manifests for me and for the entire world a greater and greater goodness. That should be the initial seed level for every start of the day, every start of you're about to embark on something, you're about to have a conversation, you're about to have an interaction with someone, you're about to have maybe sometimes negative interaction, right? I know even though we have dispute, even though we have a separation, it's for the good. Always remember that. But one need to activate the energy of Bereshit, of starting. By how? Be the executor in our life. Be the creator in your life. This is how you activate Bereshit. Be the motivator. Be the God that you came here to be. Think in a godly way, not in an ego way or in a messianic way. In a godly way, in a compassionate way. You know, Bereshit tells you, I'm not waiting this year to anybody to bring Mashiach, to bring revelation. I'm not waiting for some company or some scientist to bring us immortality. I'm doing it. I'm thinking it. I'm envisioning that. I'm studying about it. I'm revealing wisdom of that. You're not waiting. Everything else will happen. But you need to motivate yourself to that. You need to be the one that I'm not dependent on anybody, on anything that can happen in the external world. I'm only focusing on my purpose in this world. And each one of us should focus on that, regardless of what they do and they don't do. They depend, or let's see what they're going to do, and then I'm going to know. No. Dictate to this year. This is the seed level. You need to ask. You need to insert, like a farmer. Farmer in the day of planting the seed doesn't go to vacation. Doesn't think I'm too busy, or I have a family reunion or a school reunion. It's in a day, it's the most important day. So really, really, if we can devise that, plan for ourselves, that this year I would pause before I do something. I would insert the consciousness in everything. What is the consciousness? Be the creator. What is the creator? Only goodness and way more than I can envision. That should be in every seed level that I do. Second thing is, be Bereshit. Don't wait for someone to start. Be the initiator. Be the activator. Be the motivator. Don't let somebody can motivate me. We have to really do differently. You know, we spoke in Rosh Hashanah, Michael Berg spoke about something beautiful that I always, in Bereshit, want to connect to it. He says, Vayomer Hashem, this is this portion, Vayomer Elokim, Yehi or veyehi or. What does it mean? And God says, let there be light, and there were light. Right? That's amazing, right? Let there be light. Think about it. Veyehi. The light is already here. The light is always shine. But the problem is, we need to let the light do the work. Let there be light. Let the light do the work. And then there will be light. But if you want to be doing everything, and if I want to see myself over there, go ahead, do it. It's going to take you longer. I'm telling you, God, the Creator, wants to shine through you. Just step aside this year. Step aside as much as you can. Just don't disturb the light to shine. Very important part. This is godly energy. Because this is the similarity that the Kabbalah speaks about. Similarity of form create a complete unified relation between us and the light within us, which is wants to shine to the world. Let there be light. And please meditate on that. This Bereshit, this year, you always going to let the light shine, and not you, not us, because yes, you can do that. But it's temporary. We are very fragile. We are very, much attached to egos and all kind of recognitions and stuff. So it's not easy for us to let go, right? So this is a lot of work to do on ourselves in Bereshit. Another point is important to understand the Kabbalistic deeper understanding over here. When the Creator created the world, He says that וקרא ליום אור, right? ולחושך קרא לילה. He said that the Creator for the day, for the light, He called it day, and for the night, He called it dark. He called it evening, right? Night. Night is darkness, day is light. And then He says, and then it's one day. Right? Vayerev, Vayiboker, Yom Echad, one day. Let's understand what are we getting here, because it's important for us to understand what is day and what is night. Most of the people of the world experiencing day and night. And even when you speak to people, they need to experience, they need to express a difference. It says, oh, it's day and night. Right? It's night and day. Right? From darkness to light, from chaos to order, from most people, it was so bitter, now it's sweet. It was so difficult, now it's so smooth. This is the conversation that a lot of us have, day and night, erev veboker, right? We have to remember, right? What is darkness? Choshech, night. Why night is always uncomfortable? Why night? People sometimes, it's a nightmare for them to be, to getting closer to the night. They know they need to sleep, right? A lot of people are struggling as the night comes. They don't know what to do and how to put themselves to sleep. Some people during the day, they are depressed, right? But the idea of what darkness represents, you have to understand this. Two types of energy, or call it veil, over the light of the Creator. The Kabbalists give them name. It's important to just mention the name so you will have it in your consciousness, okay? You understand that a lot or not, it's not the most important part right now. Night represents the light that we call light of wisdom. The wisdom which is not specific wisdom, it's the energy of the wisdom of the Creator, which is everything is there. It's the strongest light that we cannot handle. That's why it's called choshech, not darkness. Why? Explain to you why. Because when you look staring at the sun directly, or any specific light bulb, you will experience darkness in your eyes. Because direct light is stronger, we cannot handle, it's considered to be for us darkness. But it doesn't really represent as darkness as bad. It just represents that every time this year you will experience what you call darkness, it's the actual wisdom of the Creator. What do I mean darkness? You know, I'm tired. I'm not motivated. You know, I'm impatient. I don't see results. I'm experiencing, difficulty, a little suffering. Well, what is suffering sitting here, right? These and others that feels like I cannot handle it anymore, which means this is a revelation of what we call the light of wisdom. The light of wisdom is not feeling good. It's not that. Light of wisdom is burning. It's the actual essence of the light. This is what we're looking for. It's that light of the complete beyond your imagination. It's that light that gives you solution in an instant, right? But most of us experience that in like an impatient, or I don't get it, or why it's so complicated, all kind of stuff like that. It represents that I don't have a vessel, right, to experience that light. So it's creating for us a desire. It's creating that lack, create a desire, right? Therefore, the daytime is represent what we call Or de Chasadim, the light of sharing, the light of mercy, the light of kindness. It's a veil that's been put on that light. The way they work together. In order for me to reveal the light of wisdom, this is Kabbalah. In order for me to reveal the real light I'm looking for, I need to generate enough actions of sharing and kindness and compassion to accumulate that light of wisdom. So now you have it. Day and night. Every day is bind within itself a compartment of energy. Don't look at the week or the year. From now on, we already established the whole year in Rosh Hashanah, in Yom Kippur, and so forth. Now it's daily. You have to really consist that day with day and night. What does it mean day and night? Day and night mean I have an opportunity throughout the day to experience the light of wisdom. For example, I don't get the results, I don't get the credit, I feel impatient. Throughout the day, I'm experiencing night, I'm experiencing light of wisdom. What do I need to do? I want to make sure that every day you will be busy with kindness and generosity and sharing and helping and create unity. This is what we call light of chasadim, light of mercy. That type of light is really almost like we call it the clothing for the actual essence of light of our soul, called the light of wisdom. Our soul is not on the light of mercy. Light of mercy is a veil, is a lower level of light, of the light of your soul, which is very strong, very powerful, way more than the sun, way more than anything else that you can even imagine. But for that, We need to generate what we call Or de Chasadim. This is the day and the night. Vayerev, Vayiboker, and the night, and there was a day, one day. Every day you want to experience these two levels. I experience discomfort. I wake up in the morning. It's difficult. Okay, let's generate. Let me meditate. Let me pray. Let me get excited. Let me call somebody. Let me see how can I be of service. Right away, you start getting outside of yourself. You start generating, drawing down all the wisdom that the Creator wants to share with you at that compartment called one day. So now, we need to remember that there will be times, sometimes good, sometimes not so good, but it's all good. It's all come from the goodness of the Creator. He says that, when we're talking about this idea of let's say, the separation of dark and night. So he says, how do you separate it? And it says in this portion, Vayomer Elokim ihi rakia betoch hamayim. He says that the Creator create a firmament, and separate between the upper water to the lower water. Again, they call this firmament shamayim, sky, right? But again, it's a longer conversation, but so deep and so beautiful to understand how the Kabbalah sees things, For example, how can you separate these, because this reality, how can we separate from the light? How can you separate light? You understand if you take an axe and you can separate a piece of wood, or iron, you can cut it, or any of that, rock, you can chop the rock or whatever it is. But the light, how do you separate the light? If you take an example, okay, he speaks about the 6 days of creation in this portion that represent the 6 different sfirot, 6 different levels of existence within us that want to share light every day. What does it mean? Visualize a long, long pool of water with pure, clean water. And there are dividers in this pool. But the divider is a glass. Now, when you're under the water, or even above the water, you cannot see a separation. It seems like one big pool. You don't see anything separate, even if you go further away. So if you take that pool and you divide to 6 different divider, right? You put a divider, a glass. So within the water, you cannot see any difference. But when you start swimming now you hit the wall. So just imagine, it takes us to swim from one place to another 24 hours. Call it 24 hours, a day, right? So it takes you in through this water. Because remember, this reality, our planet, is in a full speed movement. We are constantly in movement. The universe, atoms, everything is in movement. Movement towards immortality, movement towards endless light. That's the movement that it goes to. There's no way you can stop it. So that current is moving. If you don't take advantage of the day, the Vayerev, Vayiboker, darkness and light in the same day, you don't take advantage on revealing the wisdom of the Creator to this world in that day, guess what? You pass that day, the day for you is not going to shine throughout the year. So, again, you have to remember this. This world, the physical world, is the world of illusion. Even, when you said the word rakia is the same word. Rakia is firmament, which represent sky, right? And you ask people, well, what color is the sky? They tell you blue, it looks blue. No, The sky is not blue. You go out, you see it's dark. Where's the blue coming from, right? Obviously, it's the idea of the water. There is a complete rakia. What is rakia? If you flip the letter rakia, you get the word ikra, which means the Creator tear apart this reality, the light, right? And put that rakia, that curtain you can call it. But what is it? The same word rakia is reka. Reka is screen server, right? Like I have a background, right? That's reka. That's the same word. So what you see out here is just a background. It's like a green screen. That's what he's telling you. We all focusing on, tomorrow will be better. If you don't creating today, if you're falling into the illusion that this is bad, that this is hard, and this is difficult, and I'm experiencing no joy right now. Remember, I'm experiencing night time right now. But remember, in every day, there's a flip side for that. In every situation of every single day, things that I need to pay attention to when I feel discomfort, take an action outside of myself, it will reveal the wisdom of the Creator. Very simple structure. We know even, you call it Shamayim. Shamayim is sky or heaven, right? Shamayim is even the word Sham-Maim. Over there's water. So they call it the water. The water represents what we call the complete light of mercy. Because water is mercy, water is life. But this water without the light of wisdom can do not much, right? So we're here to reveal the light of wisdom. But we want to draw from those water, from that mercy of every single day. Become merciful with the world. Become merciful with the world of nature. Become merciful with your environment. Be of sharing. Be the initiator. Be the creator in your life. Don't wait. Don't be dependent on others. Don't look for what's going to happen then. We dictate. We bringing peace. We initiating that. It's happened there or there. But we didn't get the credit. Who needs the credit? The fact that we in the Kabbalah Center every day, all of us praying so strongly to remove the pain in the world, to bring immortality. So as scientists reveal a new secret about immortality, does it matter for me? No, I know I control the sea level, the consciousness that needs to be revealed. I need to be able to let go and let it be light. Let it be light. Let there be light. Enough. And the last thing is, because we know it's a very controversial by many of us that don't understand Kabbalah. But it says, in every Shabbat, people say, you should not work because the Creator stopped working. You should not do this because God says so. Shabbat, my dear, is such a beautiful connection. Is once a week you have an opportunity. Let me tell you what. It's consistent within all what is written. It says, Kivor Shabbat, in that day, Shabbat mikol melachto. The Creator finish all the job. It's not the way people read it. It's very important that religion sometimes misinterpreted what the Kabbalah is always fighting for, the Zohar is fighting for. To do what? To give you the right consciousness of what does it mean. You don't do things because God says so. You don't do things because God stopped working. There's no God or light that stops working. There's no way like that. So now I need to stop working? What do you mean? In Shabbat we're doing way more work than any other time. Why do we do that? Kivo, in the day of Shabbat, Shabbat mikol melachto, he's finishing the job. And the Kabbalah says, wow. If you understand what the Creator gave us in Genesis, in Bereshit, it's just super, super powerful energy. Light of healing, rejuvenation, immortality was inserted here. If you read the story of Genesis, you see they lived, many of them, many of the character that is not now to speak of the names, 700 years, 930 years, and years. And now today, people, you give them 120. No, it's going to grow more. Exponentially, it will grow. And you will see immortality much faster if we all going to activate it. It cannot be by one person. Kivo shavat mikol melachto. The Creator finished the job and handed to us. I finished the work and I give you a final product. All what we need to do is enjoying the creation of the world. Enjoying who we are. And again, it's not enjoying by taking more pleasure and what we call 1% physical pleasure. We need to enjoy the light that we are. We need to enjoy that. It's like, imagine you are an architect or developer, right? You are a developer. You're building a huge castle for an amazing king. A king assigned you to build for him a huge palace. Would you bring the king while everything is so dirty and under construction and tell him, here, I finish? No. You finish to the details. It's spotless, right? Clean, organized, beautiful. Everybody's in line. All the flags are up. Everyone is in shape. Then they doing the entrance for the king. This is what the Creator created for us. Please do good on that creation that the Creator hand us in its holy hands to us. But let the Creator do the work for you as well, like a king should have. And we are the king and queens in this reality. Again, there's a difference between the ego or the real humility and the understanding of our purpose. So again, it's nothing to do with what religion telling us that we need to do it because God told us, because this. It's because the perfection is already here at every Shabbat. There is the perfection of the entire universe comes together again. Therefore, the Creator tells us, don't do anything, just enjoy that light. Again, it's a longer conversation, but just wanted to share a few ideas for this particular week, very strong one. The birth of Adam and Eve, which is the story of all humanity, the creation of heaven and earth, the soil, the land and everything, right? There's so many beautiful gifts. Thank you for being here, and please spread it, connect to it, and have a blessed year. Thank you.